Hello travelers, Tara here. We're going to do a quick holiday reading. The holidays are crazy times for people. It brings on a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. Trying to prepare for meals or prepare for family and friends to visit or to go and visit. Then you've got to deal with those unspoken family dynamics. The mom who thinks you ought to be married by now, or that you never should have divorced the guy that you married. The dad who may be still not comfortable with the fact that his son has come out as gay. The grandma who ain't got nothing nice to say to anybody. The brother's kids who are just spoiled little rotten brats. Then you have to deal with the idea of getting there back and forth. And so for those of you who had an opportunity to read the Sagittarius Mercury cycle article that I posted a few days ago, a few of my predictions have already come true. We've had that nor'easter that came in that stranded a whole bunch of people in the airport. That's the travel portion. Then those car trips, so people who were stranded on the bridge in places like New York and Jersey due to the snow. Then we have flights, any flights going out west or perhaps coming from the West End are going to have trouble due to the smoke from the fires. Then we have all of those poor people who are missing and those who have lost their lives and those who are homeless at this particular point in time. And then we have, and one prediction that kind of surprised me how quick it showed up, that thing about the salmonella. So if you haven't seen the news, you need to watch the news or do a search about the CDC warning that they put out about turkey. I think it was Jenny O had to recall a whole bunch of turkeys due to salmonella poisoning. And that I think it was the last thing, the food issues that would perhaps come up under this Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. There are some undercurrents of, what do you call it? Immigration issues. Those have not fully come to light yet, but there's something happening. That's one of the things I predicted. And again, this may, whatever comes out of this may also affect this holiday travel season between Christmas and between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve. So I'm telling you guys, the astrology works. It just works. And so what we're going to do is just to do a quick open reading here to see what could be coming up, possibly what the energies are surrounding Thanksgiving. Then we've got Black Friday is coming, and the trade tariffs and the trade war that's happening is going to be affecting us from Black Friday on through the new year. So Christmas shopping, Christmas gifts, UPS, FedEx, the United States Postal Service. I wrote about Amazon. That's the one I'm keeping my eye on, and their new HQ2 deal that they've just done, coming under this Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. I mean, Amazon has their shipping down to a science, but they can't control things like the weather. They can't control things like internet outages or website crashes. So this is going to be a really, really interesting time frame. I wrote about how we would be revisiting things having to do with Facebook. That has come up again. That is Uranus retrograding back into Aries. And so this is a kind of a, I can't even put words on it. It's just interesting to watch. If you don't watch the news, you definitely should, or at least try to read a newspaper, because there are things that are happening that will affect you. You may be going through life just thinking, oh, well, none of that stuff really matters to me. And then the rug's pulled out from under, and you're like, where the hell did that come from? If you are paying attention to the patterns, you can see things kind of forming as they come along. And so whether you are directly affected or not, there's going to be, through 6 degrees of separation, it could be a spouse or a family member or a friend. It could be your boss. It could be the industry in which you work. Or you're going to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who's been affected by these things. And so you want to be aware. You want to be conscious. Okay. Um, because something could happen that doesn't seem like it has any effect on you at the moment, but there will be a long-term effect coming down the road. And we're about to start eclipse season here very, very soon. And so there are lots of things that are being triggered, and you're being given a glimpse into what is going to be coming back around. Okay? This is what the Mercury in Sagittarius cycle is showing you. It's giving you a glimpse of what's going to be coming up in the future. All right? And you just need to be aware of what's happening. Doesn't mean that you have to do anything or that maybe your life is going to change significantly, but you're definitely, it's showing you something. I do have the transit tutorial for those of you who are interested in taking a look at this cycle from now until, let's say, end of January. With it, you get 3 free natal charts, and you get an opportunity by phone to do a reading with me. We can discuss something that may be a bit foggy for you, or something that has come up. We can take a look at the transits. I show you how to do that. I teach you how and walk you through those particular steps. And it's a really good way to kind of know what area of life you may be experiencing a few challenges in. Okay? That's going to be going on until, I don't know, I want to say the 27th. I don't know when I posted that out. But if you're interested, you can click on the eye here. There's I think it's a $10 off the reading. It's a 1-hour reading. And you will need your, what do you call it? A laptop or a tablet, so that you can access this website where I show you how to enter in all of the planets and the asteroids and things of that nature. So with that being said, we're going to lay the cards. Wow, 2 cards have presented themselves. It's the 6 of Pentacles and the Justice card. Isn't that interesting? Let me put one more. Some of you are trying to balance some kind of family issue. For some of you, this is a balance on the positive side. For others of you, it is a balance on the negative side. I'll explain that in a moment. There's the Queen of Wands. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. And this figures prominently because Jupiter has moved into Sagittarius. That is his ruling sign. Jupiter was the biggest, greatest, most optimistic god of all. He's known as the king of the gods. Whatever he touches, he expands. He grows. He provides opportunities. But the negative side of that is greed and corruption and doing things simply because you can. Okay? 3 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Again, there's this family issue here. Something is, in a sense, kind of on hold, stagnant, but at the same time, it speaks to the idea that there's, at the moment, a stable quality. Here with the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel is turning. But sometimes the wheel goes like this. It goes back and forth. And then sometimes it completely stands still. And then sometimes it makes a complete 360 or 180. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. Here's the 5 of Wands. The 6 of Swords. Some of you have finally gotten the idea or the message that it's time for you to move. Okay? And move could be literally moving from one place to another, but also move in the sense that whatever it is that you've been doing and the way you've been doing it, it's not really working for you anymore. So now you understand that there's something else that you should be doing, or you should be doing something a different way. Here's our Moon card. Now, We do have a moon coming up. It is a new moon. Let me check this out here. And I'm going to tell you, new moons typically are times when you want to start new projects, but this Mercury in retrograde is kind of, you can start it, but I guarantee you that it's going to, we have a full moon coming up on the 22nd. There it is. And it's going from Taurus to Gemini. Now, one of the best new moons to do something on, if you want to start a new project, is a Taurus new moon. Okay. This moon is moving from Taurus to Gemini, and it will be void of course on that day. And void of course, if you do something and expect it's going to come to fruition, it won't with the void of course moon. But at the same time, if somebody's trying to do something bad to you, okay, their shit's not going to work either. Void of course means there's just no energy. There's nothing happening with void of course. So right before, the day before Thanksgiving, there's this new moon thing that's going to be changing. We don't necessarily know what that is. I think it's quite interesting that this card shows me a unicorn. Unicorns represent magic, the impossible, the elusive, but it's also a fairy tale creature, is it not? It's something that doesn't exist. What is your unicorn? What are you chasing? And right above that unicorn in that tree is an owl. This is about knowledge and skill and knowing and wisdom. So I find that to be very interesting. So let's see. What is under the deck? The Nine of Pentacles. There is Lilith. And again, there's another owl there. You see her? See that owl? So to me, there's this idea of some kind of knowledge coming to the forefront, or some kind of knowledge coming into, or you're going to be required to really hone in either your intuition, your skill, something you're learning. There's something that either you know or it's going to become apparent to you. Right now, we're not exactly sure. I don't think we have all of the information. Now, I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards here. Right in the center, I have a 3 of Cups, 1 cup card. I have 2 Pentacles, 2 Wands, and a Swords card. That's in the spread itself. Now, for some of you, I feel that this is the idea of you being in a place where you have done everything that you're supposed to do. You have some level of security. You actually can see some results on all of the investments that you've done. And investments are not just financial investments, but this is where you've been investing your time, your energy, your focus, what you've been doing. Lilith is kind of an interesting creature because Lilith she's actually the first wife of Adam, but she was the wife who would not obey. Okay. And she was such a strong-willed individual that eventually God was like, okay, that's it. Adam was like, God, please send me somebody else. And so God created Eve for him. And Eve was a bit more compliant in terms of what she was expected to do, what she was there to do. She kind of accepted that this is what she was supposed to do. Lilith was like, I'm not having that crap. And eventually she turns out to be, in the Bible later on, she's considered to be a succubus. She's the one who makes men, who causes nocturnal emissions in men, wet dreams. She's the one who is typically the mistress, but never the wife. Okay, so she's got this bad girl persona assigned to her, but that's only because she had a different tact. She had a different path that she chose, and she would not do what was expected of her. She did exactly what she wanted to do. She knew who she was. And if you are a female, this having that kind of attitude can create problems for you, right? But yet there's an inherent wisdom. This is about knowing yourself and knowing what your value is and knowing what what do you have to bring to the table. So this Domovoy, let me show you the cards. There's the Six of Pentacles. Here is the Justice card. Here's that Queen of Wands. There's that Wheel of Fortune. The Three of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles. And I find this card to be, I think, the most accurate rendition of the Ten of Pentacles, because this is about mining for gold. This is about digging deep, going down underneath, doing the hard work, taking a bit of risk, but you do it so that everybody else can have a portion of it, right? Five of Wands, Six of Swords, the Phoenix. But I don't think this is called the Phoenix in this deck. But he's definitely a firebird. And then here's this Moon card here. Do I have any? I don't have any. I have two sixes. So two sixes are speaking to me about either justifiable faith and trust in a partner, or two sixes are speaking to some kind of inequality issues affecting a relationship. There's definitely something new here. This Three of Cups, this idea of two things coming together to make a third thing. There is an emotional component to this. That's what the cups always represent. It's not just about love. It is about all of the emotions that we are capable of feeling and or expressing as we move our way through life in any type of relationship, business, friendship, children, lovers, spouses, parents. It is that connection, that thing that runs, that common thread that binds all of humanity together, okay? That's to me what this Three of Cups is talking about. Now, something has changed. For some of you, this may literally be a legal issue, but it could also be the idea of somebody being opposed to you. That's what justice, it represents the sign of Libra. Libra is about legalities. It is about partnerships. It is known as the House of Contracts. And literally, what is a marriage if not a contract? Okay, you stand before the priest, you do it in public, you stand and you say, through sickness and in health, through, for richer or for poor, you're legally putting your contract out into the open. But at the same time, if this is you signing a contract deal, you guys are signing this deal and saying, I pledge that I'm going to uphold my end of the bargain of this business, and you're going to uphold your end, and then together we're going to come together and we're going to do X, Y, and Z. But as we know, we did have Jupiter in Libra last year, and that brings separations, divorces, bankruptcies. But then what happens is when these things break up, it opens the field up, more opportunity for you to go out and find that other partner, whatever partner that you need. It's an opportunity for you to jump in on, or a bankruptcy for you to maybe clear the air, or somebody can come in and buy your company and get you out of bankruptcy. It could be going to court and getting that bankruptcy that's going to free you up to do something else now. So this can play out for you in many, many different ways. This Domovoy, though, is a Russian creature, and he and his wife typically live unseen, sometimes in the basement, sometimes underneath the stove. And in a family that is there's peace and there's harmony, the Domovoy will do whatever they can to kind of help them along. But if there's some discord and backbiting and fighting, then the domovoi will kind of increase that. And we see that something has changed here. There's that Five of Wands. This represents some kind of conflict, perhaps arguments, perhaps fights. Something changed, but it's a change that has occurred literally through no fault of your own. It is completely out of your control, outside circumstances. There's that wheel turning. Something has changed. And some of you are trying to figure out, how do I feel about that? What do I need to do? Can this be rectified? Can it be fixed? Or is it time for me to move on? In whatever manner that means. Now I only have one court card here, and this is this Queen of Wands. So whether you are a water sign, an earth sign, an air sign, this is the idea of you kind of having to dig down deep. Conquer those fears. This is not the Strength card, but this is the idea that even if whatever it is you think, you may think that this thing is completely fantastical, whatever it is. But like a shining beacon, you keep saying it, right? How do I go about reaching for this particular unicorn, whatever that unicorn may be? How do I do that? The knowledge and the wisdom. He's a terrestrial kind of sort of animal. He's a horse, but I think they were known to, no, that's a Pegasus, but they show up out of nowhere. And here's this owl. The owl can be a guide. It can be a teacher. It can be a subconscious. This could be about astral travel. Maybe you've been dreaming something. Like I had a dream the other day of, I kept seeing the Tower card in my dream, but it was on its side. I don't know what that means. And so I pulled 3 cards, and the first card that showed up, it fell out of the deck. It was the Tower on its side. I don't know what that means for me personally. So it could be one of those types of situations. Because we see here we go from a 6 to a 10, that's 4 pentacles. But then from this 9 to this 6 is 3 pentacles. And from the 9 to the 10, it's an Ace of Pentacles. Sometimes it's not what's not here. It's not what is here, it's what's not here. And this thing that keeps kind of jumping out at me are these disc shapes. They're these disc shapes. This keeps jumping out at me. I feel that some of you are afraid. You see, look, she is weaving her own net. It's full of stars. And she has cast it out. It speaks to hope. There's butterflies. There's fairies. These are fairies here. Huh. But you know, fairies can create mischief as well. So you want to kind of be careful with them. Let's read the meanings of the cards. Then I'm going to come back and take a look at these. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 pip cards as they relate to these 3, what do you call it? Major Arcana cards. So let's get to the cards and see what they have to say. And then we're going to pull a few Sibilas on these. Now, the 6 of Pentacles. The message of this card is that abundance and prosperity will enable you to help someone else in need. You will be able to repay your debts. So for some of you who might be waiting on some kind of legal determination or settlement, or for some of you this could be an inheritance that has come through, you in a sense you're going to be able to get that. But then with that, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because here is the Justice card, and then some of you may be fighting somebody. You may be up against an opponent. This could be a family member, a friend, a lover. Danger is near, but you will come to no harm. An unpleasant event will take you by surprise. However, you will not suffer from it, as karma is being balanced in your life. So even if it's something bad, know that this is a karmic moment, that it's being balanced out. Why? I don't know. Only you might be able to understand, and maybe that's what this is getting to the truth of why you may be going through what you're going through. Karma is not, it's about cause and effect. It's not something that just happens to you. It's about decision-making processes. When you decide against your own best interest, typically that shit will come back and bite you in the ass. It will. And it could be somebody that you may owe something to from a past life. They're coming back to collect. Okay? This is a good time to take action on financial or business plans. An involvement in social events brightens your life. That could be what this is. That Three of Cups. Because sometimes it's a card of parties and celebrations. We are up on the holiday season. Right? Wheel of Fortune. Where is the wheel? And it is a 10 card. A cycle ends in your life and an initiation period arrives. Remember, I'm talking about that owl initiation. Owls were considered to be symbols of wisdom and skill and knowledge. So this is some kind of initiation period. It says you are faced with the dilemma of choosing the right course that could take you higher on the wheel or let you fall. Obstacles that may threaten your plans will last only a short time. Three of Cups. Where are you, Cups? Here we are. You will have an opportunity to move away from an unproductive emotional situation. Success, celebration, and abundance will soon arrive. You are moving out of a mental fog into a cycle of seeing things clearly. Well, hell, it's telling you there, right there. There's that Six of Swords. But before you do, there's something you have to really get to the truth of. You got to dig down deep because there's gold to be had there. I don't know what that means for you. 10 of Pentacles. Success and prosperity are at hand. Quality time with your family will ensure them of a secure future. Whatever you begin now or straighten out now will last for years. Well, that can't be true for everybody. It's kind of like being in this business. Everybody's a reader, all right? And not everybody's going to like you. Let's face it. They're going to be jealous. They're going to be mad, or they're going to be suspicious. You know, that old saying, there are people around who, for whatever reason, don't want to see you get ahead. Okay? Five of Wands. So some of you are dealing with that kind of issue. That's that opposition. An unforeseen obstacle or opposition suddenly appears in your path. Malicious gossip could cause you harm. New competition threatens your relationship or career. Six of Swords. Yeah, I thought that was right. That's the ho-ho. He's the Japanese bird. He comes to life. He's associated with the sun. And the golden reds illuminate him. He's connected to the upper world. His swords offer protection, and its magical presence creates a positive space for balance and rest. That's the card. The meaning is you will travel across water or move from one place to another. There could be visits from distant friends or family, and any move that you make will be positive. So I'm saying there's somebody opposed to you at the moment. For others of you, this is the idea that something has changed for you, right? Here's this moon card. You must look beyond illusions and see the truth. You are entering a perceptive cycle that allows you to tune in to spiritual vibrations. This is a good time to see behind people's masks, open your psychic channels, and make needed changes. Remember, that's what I was saying about this Nine of Pentacles. And let me give you the meaning of the Nine of Pentacles, because that's what's sitting over the whole energy of the card. It says your financial situation is changing for the better. Stress is evaporating. Material well-being and safety built a strong security base. Now, remember I was telling you the story about Lilith? It says, although Lilith was turned into a succubus in the Bible, because men didn't like the fact that she was strong-willed, that preyed on sleeping men, she began as a benevolent deity, aiding in childbirth. The story is that God told her, either you're going to lay down and have sex with Adam and produce babies, and if you don't, I'm going to kill every one of your babies as soon as they're born. And she said, okay, kill them. Her true character is revealed through the image on this card. Known as the Great Mother Goddess, she's connected with the moon, the cycles of life, and wisdom, and the owl, which is wisdom and initiations. The spiral shells over her heart represent life force that connects generations, and these pinnacles swirl around her as protection. That's what spirals do. You find spirals in underneath. That's an Eight of Pentacles. You find spirals throughout nature and life. Now, what I want to do is look at Six of Pentacles, these cards here. And then I want to go ahead and shut this down because I've got some other work that I have to do for the website. I gave you the meanings of the two sixes. So now we're going to just jump right in to see what any of these cards will tell us, being next to these three major arcana cards here. Okay. The Six of Pentacles. Tells me nothing. The Three of Cups. Nothing. The Ten of Pentacles. Now, there's two tens. The Wheel of Fortune is a 10 and the Ten of Pentacles is a 10. So, two tens together in a spread speak to a change and a career change and financial change for the better. Even if you end up losing your damn job. That may seem like the end of the world to you, but it's really not. Because it's clearing a path for you to go find something better. And the other interpretation is that you're going to receive news that affects a relationship. It speaks to the end of a relationship and or a phase in a relationship. This could be any kind of relationship. Okay. Nothing about the Ten of Pentacles. Five of Wands as they relate to these three cards. Things cannot stay the same. And the universe abhors a vacuum. And so if you don't replace that, something that's been removed or jettisoned or taken away with something else, it'll put in any old thing. So you want to be very careful about what it is you're trying to manifest. And you need to see through the, maybe this is the idea that you've been trying to manifest something, but it's not working out the way you want it to. That's because you need to go back and reevaluate it. It may not be what's in your best interest. Okay. I have seen that show up like that. And even for me, it happens that way sometimes. I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I start working on, but it's just not manifesting. That means I got to go back and reevaluate it. And that's something you want to do under retrogrades. You need to go back and take a look at it where you may have misjudged or miscalculated in some way. It's not always something negative. Okay, now, oh, well, we got several meanings of this Six of Swords. Next to the moon, it may be indicating that it would be advisable to be sure of any changes you intend to make. Remember, I was just saying, reevaluate this. As the full picture is not yet clear, all the details have not yet come together, so it would be beneficial to put things on hold at this time and wait until the time is right. But now listen. And then it talks about tens before the Six of Swords. But here it tells you about the Wheel of Fortune. The Six of Swords next to the Wheel of Fortune tells you to expect some changes in the financial and or material realms. And or material. That's what the coins represent. Okay, they don't just represent finances. It's the actual physical realm that you are living in. You are due to reap the rewards for work done in the past. So do not take any unnecessary risk at this time, as in the near future it will be more auspicious as financial benefits are on their way into your life. With any 10 before or after the Six of Swords, it is an indication of travel, a journey, a vacation, or holiday, or even a change of residence. It may involve a major decision, which will ultimately lead to movement of some kind. Here it is. We see it. It's also a message to look carefully at all aspects of a situation, as there may be some hidden traps or pitfalls. So look out for unnecessary expenditures. Man, those cards were speaking quite clearly. What do I want to do? I'm just going to take a look at this Five of Wands card. Because, and I'm going to use the, I'm going to pull 2 sets of Sibilas, and then just 3 cards, both sets. And then I'm going to, as a matter of fact, I want to pull these first. And then I'm going to pull 3 plain cards. And the reason why I'm only looking at this Five of Wands is where it sits. It is the first card down, the last card down on the past vertical column. It is the first card out on the horizontal future row. And there's definitely a cross aspect here. And it's kind of funny that I have a major arcana that's shown up in each row column. Does that make any sense? Okay. Gran Signore, Amore, Vedovo. Well, this is either, he represents the man about town. So he has a very well known, a great reputation. He's a man of property and substance. He's got some kind of juice. He may have a bit of mojo. Okay. We see here Amore. This is telling me that either there's something happening for this individual, or that this situation is surrounding this individual. Okay, this is what has cropped up. He's also looked at pretty much as the King of Cups. I'm not going to assign that zodiac, that astrological sign to him. This tells me that this is a very important male in your life, whether he is someone in your past or someone who is in your present or someone who is in the future. But what we see here, for some of you, there's an end to this relationship, but it's also something that he is dealing with. This is the Vedovo, the man who is the sad man who's chained to his past. Well, is he mourning the loss of a beloved spouse, or are these things that no longer serve him, that he's standing and he's looking on, having to do with his with love, having to do with blind devotion. This is Cupido. Cupido talks about sudden passions, but they're fickle. Why? Because he doesn't look at where he's shooting his arrow, and therefore the arrow doesn't necessarily wound very deeply. But the other side of Cupido is that he himself accidentally shot himself in the leg and wounded himself in love. Okay? That's one interpretation. So for some of you, this is about somebody who you may be ending this relationship with, or the relationship has changed due to some kind of financial change for this person. It could also be speaking to you about somebody who may be coming up, who is right at this particular moment going through something like this. Okay? Make any sense? Either way, we don't have all of the information. Loss of money. Gambler, somebody taking a risk. There's the Ace of Cups. Now, what do I always tell you? That love and money are two sides of the same coin. Huh? So this is, remember that idea about the inequality or the insecurity? That could be one thing. It could be based financially. Okay? But it also could be about the idea of someone who, through their past relationships, lost. Maybe they lost everything. Maybe they've got to give up something. But they may be willing now to take a risk on something new. They've got to put it into context first. But yet we still don't have all of the information. We don't know how this is going to play out. And there could be somebody who is opposing us at this very moment. In this, it could be somebody that we're not even aware of. It could be somebody that he's dealing with. It could be somebody that you're dealing with. It could be somebody completely unbeknownst to us. Two of Wands, Four of Diamonds, and the King of Spades. Well, again, there's this, and this speaks to obstacles to success and malicious gossip. That's what this card told us. Okay? That's exactly what it told us. Okay? The Four of Diamonds. A business partnership, a change. I'm sorry. It says a financial upswing, but an older person may give good advice. And here's this King of Spades. Dark-haired man, or a man with air predominating his chart. Ambitious and perhaps self-serving. Maybe that gives you some idea of who this person is about. Now let me give you the Two of, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Hold on. I did that the other day. Let me make sure I got it right. I'm going to eventually just move to reading these cards. I think they speak quite clearly. One second. Here it is. This is a card of potential. It says that you will receive an invitation that is of no immediate account, but it will open doorways to opportunities. It is connected to either romance or career. You will have an opportunity to demonstrate your intuition and people skills. It says, however, that either you or the individual that we're talking about is likely to be overly idealistic and modest and hold back when they should be moving forward. So we see here something is happening. There's that, and here's this obstacle. Gossip. Fights, arguments. Could be over property, could be over money. And now we're trying to figure out what can we do. Gambling. Gambling means taking a risk, right? Risking something. Four of Diamonds. Slow, steady progress toward a financial goal. It is achieved through thrift, hard work, and good money management. As your fortunes improve, so will your reputation and status. And what's funny is that all of these cards are looking backwards in time, as they are, in a sense, kind of looking back over where they've been. See, they're all faced towards the past. King of Spades, I'm sorry. Again, this tells me that this is someone who is extremely important. He shows up twice to you. Here's the King. Strong and powerful. Intelligent, honest, loyal, ambitious, and practical. With a mature outlook. It says that this person tries to be a good person, but tends to see everything in terms of right or wrong. And they find it difficult to see other people's points of view, as they are always convinced that they are that his way is the best. He relies on logic and tends to ignore his intuition. It also says he craves female company, but finds it hard to express his deepest feelings. Well, I think that you know who this individual is. He's either someone that that this relationship is changing between the two of you. It is somebody that you may be working with, and I don't mean like working with in terms of actually working with that person, although that's a possibility. It is something that you're going through with somebody like that at this very moment. And for others of you, this is somebody who is, I feel, is going to be coming into the picture for you. You already know who it is. You already have some hint of what is happening. And it could be the idea of you standing in your Lilith energy, okay, that's kind of giving you the upper hand in this, in one way or another. The answer is yes. With the exclamation point, mind you. So let me just read it. Wow, this is fantastic. It says, bravo, the decision you've made is the right one. There's no need to continue to sort through additional options. You know what to do, and you should move forward with your plans. You've made the correct choice for your personal growth and development. However, some decisions can be a true challenge. So if the task ahead of you is daunting or even sad, then proceed with your plans in a way that is life-affirming and self-loving. Ask your angels to be with you every step of the way, and don't hesitate to call upon friends and family for support. This idea of you not having all of the information yet, remember I kept saying to you, it's something about those owls that tells me you do already know the answer. But instead of you trying to rush through this, trust what your intuition is telling you. Take your time and build upon it. Build upon it. That's what I have for you. I hope that message helped. I hope you guys have an excellent holiday. Travel safely. Take a Prozac if you need to. Have a glass of wine. Whatever it's going to take to get through it. And I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.